Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to teach you a process to be more present, to live in the moment, and to feel less stress and anxiety every day. Let's dive in. You ever sit back and wonder, why am I here? What is the point of all of this? What's the point of doing what we do? What's the point of going to work? What's the point of being alive? What's the point of having a family? What's the point of all of these things that I do? Is there any point behind all of it? And we live in a world where everything is constantly moving forward. We're driven by goals. We have ambition. We have this relentless pursuit of success. We have achievement that we're going for, fame that some people are going for, recognition that some people are going for. But you ever take a step back and look at all of it and be like, what's the actual point? Not in a morbid sense of what's the point of being here versus not being here, but I'm actually just curious, what is the point of all of it? And we have constantly trained ourselves to feel like we need to be constantly chasing something. And then when we get that something, what do? What happens when we get that something? Do we sit back and do we enjoy, oh my gosh, this accomplishment, this thing that I've been working so hard for? Do we enjoy it? No. We immediately go to the next thing. And we don't even actually enjoy the accomplishment because we have trained ourselves to always be somewhere else. Our mind is always in the future or always in the past. And so when we get to the moment that we've been wanting to get to for so long, do we feel good about it? No. Do we focus on feeling good about it? No. We're focusing on what's the next thing? The only moment that we truly have is this moment. One of my favorite philosophers, you've heard me probably quote him a lot on the podcast, is Alan Watts. And he says, the meaning of life is just to be alive. It's so plain and so obvious and so simple, yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. If we're constantly trying to strive for future achievements or dwell in the past, we will be in a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. And trust me when I tell you this, I have done it. I have stressed myself out in order to achieve, in order to succeed. That was the first 35 years of my life. To get to a certain place, get to a certain place, get to a certain place. And when I got to the place where I feel like I got everything I ever wanted, all of the shit I ever wanted, all of the stuff, guess what? Still didn't feel good. I didn't feel any different. It did nothing to me. And that's how we become these, as the Buddhists say, hungry ghosts, right? You're trying to fill yourself up with something that can never make you full. And so it's just like a ghost eating. It's just going to fall through because they don't have a stomach. It's going to land on the ground. They're going to constantly want more and more and more. Bob Marley has a quote that talks about money. He says, money is just numbers and numbers never end. And if it takes money to be happy, your search for happiness will never end. We tell ourselves stuff like, oh, I'll be happy when I get that next promotion. Oh, if only I hadn't made that mistake in the past, maybe she wouldn't have broken up with me. And we're in the future. Oh my gosh, we get that promotion. We're in the past. Oh my gosh, if I wouldn't have said that thing. And what's actually happening is it's just our brain robbing us of the current moment, the current joy that we could be in. And we're constantly, for our entire lifetime, and let's become aware of this and become present, chasing happiness. And it remains perpetually out of reach. It's the closer we get to our goal, it's like the horizon. The closer we get to our goals, the further they get from us. You'll never catch the horizon, but you can enjoy the boat ride if you think about it. So if we have to, what we have to learn to really try to do is to try to enjoy the present moment and to be as present as possible. And studies show, this isn't just, some woo-woo bullshit. Studies show that as we become more present, we become happier. As we train ourselves and train our brains to be more present, we become happier, right? By nothing changing except for just being here. Studies show that meditation and mindfulness practices are directly linked to increased happiness. Directly linked. And when you do meditation, you do mindfulness practices, there's a few parts of your brain that really turn on. And I wanted to do research to actually show you guys that are out there. They're like, oh my God, I'm too busy to meditate, right? If you feel like you're too busy to meditate, you need more time to meditate. So a couple parts of your brain that really start to change as you meditate more and more. It's the first one is the anterior cingulate cortex. And so the function of it is involved with functions like emotional regulation, your impulse control, and error detection. And so when you meditate in the ACC, what it does is it helps you improve your emotional regulation. It reduces the tendency for your mind to wander and go somewhere else. So it helps you be more present, and it really contributes to a more stable and present focused mindset. And if your mind wanders during meditation, as it will over and over and over again, don't guilt yourself, don't shame yourself, just bring it back. And over and over and over again, when it leaves, you bring it back. When it leaves, you bring it back. When it leaves, you bring it back. And you just continue to keep bringing it back. And you will get better at being present the more that you do it. The third thing that I would recommend doing is to journal the question, what's getting in the way of me being present? Is it fear? Is it limiting beliefs? Is it other people? Is it you not scheduling time for yourself? What is getting in the way of me being present? And to really journal through that question and see what comes up. And then the fourth thing, which I think is probably one of the most important with how the world is right now, is disconnect from technology. Stop being on your fucking phones all day long. Stop being in front of the computer all day long. Stop watching TV all day long. Like, go outside, read a book, sit there and enjoy the passage of time, watch the clouds go by, and try to train your mind not to always have to be stimulated every single second of the day, because that is going to lead you to more stress, more anxiety, and it's going to take you away from being in the present moment, which is ultimately the only thing that we currently have. And the only thing we really ever will have. Every moment of your life is a different present moment. So how present can you actually be? So that's what I got for you for today's episode. If you love this episode, please share it on Instagram stories. Tag me in at Rob Dial Jr., ROBDIALJR. And with that, I'm going to leave you the same way I leave you every single episode. Make it your mission to make somebody else's day better. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have an amazing day.